How do you feel about Goldfine's class?
I love this class. It's a really great time. It's a different type of experience. It's not like a typical English class. You learn more about life and life's values and what life is going to throw at you. So, always good to be prepared.
It's definitely different. He just talks about random stuff all class, and it's just the funniest thing ever to hear all of his stories.
A lot more family feeling, It's a close environment. We all become very good friends over the year, including Michael. We're on first name basis with our own teacher, and he's a good man.
So what year did you start teaching?
1984.
What made you want to teach?
It was this. I grew up in an uneducated family. There wasn't a literate household either. I didn't take high school really serious. I screwed off. I went to college, and to make a long story short, I didn't have the skills. I had trouble functioning in college, and I was more interested in traveling. So over the next 3 or 4 years, I dropped out of college a couple of times. I had extraordinary experiences overseas, like 8 months going across down to South America, 10 months across North Africa, mostly hitchhiking. I got out of myself, had an incredible amount of adventures in the world. And then when I came home, somehow I realized that I couldn't articulate my experiences. I didn't have words. I didn't have languages. All I could say was, it was cool, man. It was groovy. It was far out, because that was the slang at the time. And as I began to actually overcome, for some reason, I wanted to actually become a smart person. And I started kind of reading books. I kind of actually looking up vocabulary words. I went back to school and took it seriously. And as becoming educated opened up my life and helped me have a lot more options and express myself and develop deeper connections, it was like I really understood why education matters. And this is why I went into teaching, because what it did for me was beautiful. It freed and opened up my life in ways that really mattered.
How do you feel about your decision to teach high schoolers English?
Oh, in spite of all the grind, all the difficult students, all the problems, all the lack of administrative support, it's been an incredible, great experience. I found the right job for me. I love sharing poetry to cynical 18-year-olds, because I know poetry can give them such a vehicle to express themselves. It's so not stupid. I like selling it. I like the fact that 100% of the students don't want to go through Hamlet, and in the end, 65% of them go, whoa, that was incredible. So it's been, and plus I've gotten much, much better over the years. I'll tell you the thing that's really made teaching more gratifying is, in the beginning, it was more about me. Don't I look smart? Shouldn't I be your teacher? Just cared about how I appeared. But as I began to realize it was about the students, they mattered. And learning to better individualize, learning to listen better, learning to actually not try to get the students to fit into my curriculum, but develop curriculum that fit around the students. And as I matured as a teacher, it just kept getting better.
Would you say you're satisfied with your career?
Yeah. The truth is I do not feel unappreciated. I felt over the years that I've got a lot of love for my students, and it's been really gratifying.
What do you think most English teachers get wrong?
That curriculum is too content driven, that they're still trying to prepare kids for college rather than understanding that looking for ways to improve emotional intelligence, helping kids deal with failure and mistakes, helping kids have better collaborative skills, help kids reflect on what it looks like when you're using your mind better, encouraging kids to be more risk takers, that these aspects of emotional intelligence are going to help them in college a lot more than saying being exposed to that book or spending too much time on the 12 common rules.
What are you going to miss most about teaching?
The 50% of my students where my class actually mattered and I made a difference and their life's going to be a little bit better. Those relationships that really worked out somewhat like they're supposed to.
What is your favorite moment in teaching English?
I love the free writing lesson. I love the first time I bring out, fighting good writing as a war against cliche. I love it when I have something really important and useful, like in the middle of the Hamlet unit. And I talk about how, that all of you are going to be like Hamlet and face 1,000 smacks and blows, and how you deal with those smacks and blows is going to determine your life, and kind of getting across why it's actually really relevant. They're really, offering something that really has some deep significance in everyday life.
What is your most memorable moment in teaching at State High?
There's been a number of times, but a bunch of times, where students have chosen me as a teacher of insignificant and thrown out the first pitch. And when a student pulls me out and gives me that kind of honor and appreciation, it has been just special every time the student honored me by choosing me for as a teacher of significance. Everyone was just felt warm and fuzzy and special, and made up for dozens and dozens of interactions that weren't so satisfying.
What are you going to do with all your free time after retiring?
I'd like to teach poetry in prison. I would like to travel a lot in Europe. I'd like to write a book about teaching. But I would like to absolutely not fill up my days with anything and get bored, like bang my head against a wall, so bored by having nothing to do day after day after day, that in the act of banging my head out of extreme boredom, something comes out of me that's uncharacteristic with anything that I've done, and I could never see coming. It would only come if I allowed myself to get really that bored.
What advice would you give to all the graduating seniors?
Understand that you're not special. Don't waste any time being special, but understanding that you're lovable in imperfections, and learning to live in your own skin and not mind it.
What is the single most important thing that you wish all students should know and understand?
That the better you're able to listen to other people, the more empathetic that you're able to be with the people around you, the richer and deeper your life will be. Destroy the house that ego built. Find your humility and understand that everybody's story is as important as yours, and learn to be a good listener, even though it's really hard to it. But the better you listen, the better your life will be.
Do you have any questions that you thought would be particularly important or good to talk about?
I'm retiring after 33 years, and it feels good. It feels right. It's been a great, satisfying career. I don't say this easily, but somehow I lucked out and got into a profession that really suits me. I'm glad life went exactly as it's gone. And now I'm 63 in good health, and I don't have to earn any more money. It's like I hit the lottery. It's like heaven. Don't ask me why it's so good, but I'm ready to enjoy my incredible, great luck.